Hi Stampers! Today we will be making this card. It's a little different. It looks real simple on the front, and when you open it there's a surprise. And I'm calling this a diorama, open diorama card. Let's get started. The stamp set we'll be using today is called Balloon Adventures, and it's in the Occasions Catalog 2016 or 2017 Occasions Catalog, and it does come as a bundle. And here are the framelits. And the framelits, what I like to do with them to keep them organized so that I don't lose them, is take a copy of them while they are in the envelope or when they first come, and then I attach them to a magnet. The copy is right here. The magnet is here. I just stick it on, and then I have all my pieces and I know exactly where they're going to go after, either when they're in use or at a class or anything like that. We are using this big die. I've also used the balloons, these two balloons for the inside, and I already have those punched out. To get the desired look, on the inside we have a piece of, I'm using Peekaboo Peach, and this is 10.5 by 5.5, and it's scored 1/2 inch, 4 inches, 4.5, and 8 inches. And to know that you're putting the die on the correct portion of it, what I found works the best is if you fold on all the score lines, fold them in, and if you have it like this, you'll fold it so that this little edge here is like that, so that you can see it's up. And that's how you know to put the die over the top like this. Hope that makes sense. Now when you put this through your Big Shot, on the magnetic plate, I like the magnetic plate. If you don't have that, you can just use the other platform. So because this is the width of the platform, you want to make sure that you don't get it stuck in the machine. So if you put the cardstock right in between here and here, so that's even, then this will be even, and I'm putting it right along the score lines here and right along the score lines there. So it's all nice and flat. We put our piece over it, again all nice and flat, and then I run it through the Big Shot. And because there are some real intricate pieces in it, I do go back and forth. So we'll put it through forward, here a crunch, go back, forward, and one for good measure. Again, the trick of it is putting it the right way, in the right direction. So remove this and peel this off. Well, actually, we'll use the brush and the pad, and we'll go gently on here first of all, and then we'll peel it off. We'll lose it, and we have all these pieces out. Now there may be a couple that are still there, and these you have to be a little careful on because this little string is real fragile, and you could brush it, but we may be, like I said, they're pretty fragile. So then I'm just going to take something and poke it out there. A pokey tool would work too, and then this one, and that's all you need to do here. So the next step is decorating these balloons. I have the balloons, like I said, already cut out. And I set them down. Well, I can't find them right this second. I just had them. Oh, there they are. Okay. Always the way when you're videoing. So I'm going to put this balloon here, this one here, and this balloon I did stamp from one of the stamps in the set. I stamped this one in mint and punched it out with the balloon punch, and that will go right here. You can do it on top or below, either way. So one little trick that I found from others is to get these to stick without being a big mess. I take a sponge, one of our Stampin' sponges, and I cut it in quarters, and I use a sealed tight container, and this has glue on the lid, which is from the Tombow glue. Just put a little bit on there. You do want to use your silicone mat for this. And we're going to put this on the back side of each of these. Just kind of pounce it on there and gently hit the balloon. And that way you don't get the glue where you don't want it. Seal it up tight and it stays moist, so you don't have to worry about it. And then we just stick these on here, like that, and like that. And this one just gets glued on. Okay, the next step is to stamp the greeting right here, and from that set it says, "Let's celebrate." I'm doing that in Night and Navy. And we just put that right here. It's pretty easy to line up. Now at this point, I like it this way, but it seemed like it needed something behind it. So I took a piece of Night and Navy, and that seemed to really make it pop. So this is just a piece that fits in between here, and that size is 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to tack that in there, right in between the score lines here and the score lines here. Okay, next we'll flip it back over to the front, and now we need to secure this edge right here. We'll use tear tape because you want it to be nice and secure. It's a working part, so to speak, so you want that nice and secure. So I'm just putting it right along the score line right here on the inside of it toward the edge. So you have about a 1/4 inch here, and the rest is the score tape. And we'll flip this over and fold it flat so that this is a score line, that's a score line. You want it on the second score line, on the 4 1/2 inch score line. Remove the tear tape, and I don't like to grab it here on the edge because it seems to rip up, so I always grab it from the center. I don't have nails, so I just grab it from the center and it peels it right up. And then I did that wrong. Okay, step back a minute. So instead of this first score line, you do it on the second score line. That's what I meant to do. Yeah. So you'll do it on the second score line. So you only have a 1/4 inch here. And you'll know that it's right or wrong is if now we'll take this piece and fold it over. If it was the other way, it wouldn't fold at all. So that's your way of checking to make sure it's right or wrong. So this is flat. and then we fold it over like so. Give it a little push. Sometimes the score lines don't feel like they're 100% good on there. So now you see you have the mechanism to make it open and close. To complete the card, I've already decorated the front. It's just it's a piece of let's see, this is 4 by 5.5, this piece, and this is designer paper, circle dies, and a piece of Watermelon Wonder with the stamp. And we're going to put this on this piece here. So here I like to use the fast fuse. It's a nice, good bond. So I put about 3 to 4 rows of it, and then I go from the right to the left. That way I can line it up better. So I'm lining it up on the right side of the card. Do it this way. I'm left-handed, but I'll show you right. Make sure all edges are even. Then you'll press it down for a nice, that way it's even all the way around. Lift it up, then you have a full card. And on the inside I just took a piece of Whisper White that is 3 1/4 by 5 1/4, and this just fits right over the top of that. And there's a little bit of the seam that shows, but it's really not that big of a deal. So then we just put this in. And this was stamped with one of the little flourish things, well, it's a little flourish thing from the stamp set. And there you have the card. Go make a bunch for birthday gifts, or change the sentiment for any other kind of gift, I guess, a celebrate, or could be anything. Thanks for watching and have a great day.